$1. That is what a full thali costs at a local restaurant in Rajasthan, India. A metal tray loaded with rice, dal, 2 or 3 vegetable curries, chapati, and sometimes a small sweet. Unlimited refills. $1. India is a country where a $25 daily budget does not just cover the necessities, it covers a genuinely rich experience. And India is just one part of this region. South Asia, India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka specifically, represents one of the highest value travel regions on Earth for budget travelers. The density of remarkable things to see and do per dollar spent is extraordinary. Ancient temples, Himalayan trekking, spice-scented markets, colonial-era hill stations, some of the most dramatic coastlines in Asia, and a food culture of staggering depth and variety, all available at prices that make Southeast Asia look expensive by comparison in several cases. Here is the breakdown, country by country. India is too large and too varied to treat as a single budget destination, so the most useful approach is region by region. Rajasthan, the desert northwest state, with its famous forts, palaces, and camel country, is one of the best value regions in the country for travelers. Accommodation in Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, and Udaipur at small family-run guest houses and Havalis, the traditional courtyard mansions, many of which now operate as budget hotels, runs $8 to $18 per night. The thali at local restaurants is the budget anchor of every day and costs $1 to $2. Chai at roadside stalls costs 10 to 15 cents per cup. Entrance fees to the famous forts and palaces run $5 to $10. A typical day in Rajasthan runs $15 to $25. Kerala in the south, the state of backwaters, spice plantations, and Ayurvedic wellness, runs slightly higher because of its strong tourism infrastructure, but remains excellent value. A houseboat stay on the famous Alleppey backwaters, which is one of the defining Kerala experiences, costs around $40 to $80 per night for a private houseboat, which is the splurge option but a significant experience. Budget accommodation in Kochi and along the coast runs $12 to $20. Meals at local Kerala restaurants, fish curry, appam, puttu, run $2 to $4. Kerala averages $20 to $35 per day. Varanasi on the Ganges, the holiest city in Hinduism, and one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth, runs extremely cheap. Guesthouse rooms in the old city Ghats area, the riverfront steps that are the spiritual heart of the city, run $8 to $15 per night. The city is best experienced slowly, by walking the Ghats at dawn and dusk, taking a boat on the river, and eating at the small local restaurants in the old city lanes. Daily costs in Varanasi run $15 to $25 without effort. Nepal is where the budget meets the mountains. Kathmandu, the capital, a city of temples, incense smoke, and chaotic, beautiful energy, has hostel private rooms for $8 to $15 per night. Dal bhat, the rice and lentil meal with curried vegetables that is the staple food of Nepal, costs $2 to $4 and is traditionally served with unlimited refills because it is understood to be a meal that needs to fuel a day of physical activity. On the famous trekking routes, the Annapurna Circuit, the Langtang Valley, the route to Everest Base Camp, accommodation and food are available in tea houses along the trail at $5 to $15 per night, including dinner and breakfast. The daily cost on trek, including the tea house stays, typically runs $25 to $40 depending on the route and season. The trekking permits and national park fees required for most routes at a one-time cost of between $30 and $60 depending on the area. Nepal as a whole, whether in Kathmandu or on the trails, sits comfortably within a $25 daily average for most travelers. Sri Lanka presents a slightly different picture from India and Nepal. It is a small island with a well-developed tourism infrastructure, particularly along the south and west coast beach areas, and in the cultural triangle of ancient cities in the north center of the island. Guest house accommodation across most of the country, run by local families, with home-cooked breakfast often included, runs $15 to $30 per night. Rice and curry, the national meal served at every local restaurant, costs $2 to $4. Tuk-tuk transport between towns runs $1 to $3 for short trips. The famous train journey from Kandy to Ella through the tea country, consistently rated among the most scenic train rides in the world, costs around $2 for a third-class seat. Sri Lanka runs $30 to $50 per day. Slightly higher than India and Nepal, but still excellent value by any global standard. The practical strategies for South Asia specifically, train travel across India is one of the great bargains in global transport. Overnight sleeper trains between major cities cost $5 to $15 for a second-class air-conditioned sleeper berth, which again effectively folds a night of accommodation into the transit cost. Book Indian trains well in advance through the official IRCTC website or through a registered agent, as popular routes fill up weeks ahead. In Nepal, arriving in shoulder season, March to May or October to November, gives the best trekking weather and avoids peak pricing. In Sri Lanka, the south and west coasts have a distinct wet and dry season split. What is rainy on one coast is typically sunny on the other, so timing the itinerary around the coast can give better weather without paying peak prices. The verdict on $25 a day across South Asia, comfortable to generous in India across most regions, comfortable in Nepal both in Kathmandu and on the trekking trails, and tight but achievable in Sri Lanka. As a combined region, South Asia offers the most remarkable concentration of historical, natural, and cultural experiences per dollar of any region covered in this series. It rewards slow travel more than almost anywhere. The depth of what is available in a single Indian state or a single Nepali valley is enough to fill weeks. Travel is best when it is both affordable and safe. Always research current conditions, trust instincts on the ground, and check the official government travel advisory from your home country, alongside any visa or entry requirements before booking. Both can change frequently.